So hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a video of just random things. So I don't know if I'm going to just make this video for today or if I'm going to record a little bit every day this week and then post it on Friday like I usually post my videos on Friday. I try to at least. If not, then I do more reels, but I mean shorts, thinking about Instagram. But today I do have some plants here that I'm going to repot or propagate, or you get propagations and put them in the pot. I have been noticing my tortum has not been, usually like every time a new leaf comes out, another one comes out. Maybe it's finally feeling the cold weather, but it's not growing a new leaf right now. So I just figured it's a perfect time to go ahead and repot it. Even though I didn't really want to repot it right now because it's so cold. But my house is warm. It's just that it's by the back door behind me. So if we open that door, sometimes the cold air will hit those plants, and I think that's what's causing it to do that possibly, but I don't know. Perhaps it's something else. It could be because it's at the very top of the shelf, so I don't know, maybe there's cold hitting up there. I don't know. Oh, I'm actually going to use the lid as my little soil thing, as a repot thing. I want to get me a new repot mat because the one that I have is kind of tearing, but maybe I'll order one soon and maybe I won't. So I have the tortum here. Isn't she beautiful? Like, oh my gosh, she's grown so much. I can't even imagine how it's gonna be when spring hits and summer and all that, and all my plants just start growing like crazy all over again. A lot of them are still growing though, but they're not growing as fast. But this one is in a very small pot. I think this is like a 3.5, 4-inch pot. So it does need to be upgraded big time. I don't know, you can see the roots there. And the roots don't look like they're real bad, but I'm like, watch me pull this out and it's gonna be full of roots, but we'll see. It does need to be in a new pot though. I think it's time. And then I can use that one for something else. Usually, like, I haven't been buying pots lately, but I wanna get some more of these pots that I did buy. They were $20 for 4 and they're so, so cute. I mentioned it in one of my other videos, but I didn't talk about it. What is that one? I don't know if I have anything just one size bigger than that. So that's gonna be a rough one for that. I just use one of these, whether it's an older one or not. Ah, it's stuck. Ah, this one's fine. I have my mask in here. I use this mask whenever I deal with having to make more soil. Okay, so I'm going to use this one. This one is, I think, a 5-inch. So we're gonna move it up. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I think it'll be good. I move it up into that one. So I have my homemade soil here. I'm gonna move y'all down so you can see the plants and see what I'm doing and not see my face. I think this is what y'all prefer to see anyways, and not me. I'm just gonna put in a little bit of soil at the bottom like I always do. And make this a simple repot, nothing crazy. Whatever falls out will go into this one. And oh yeah, oh my gosh. There's roots everywhere at the bottom. Ah! The topsoil's falling. But look, there are roots all around there on the bottom. They're just a little smaller, it seems like, but they're everywhere at the bottom. So when I touch the bottom, it's just a ball of roots. Oh, this was needing a repot. Poor little guy. Oh my geesh. You are needing a new home. So I'm glad I'm getting you a new home now. All right, put you there. went to work out this morning and I'm doing this challenge. So it's like 8 weeks. So I went to go do that this morning and had to get some groceries and stuff for my meals. I'm excited actually. I was really nervous to sign up for it, but I'm kind of glad I did. I feel like fitness is a big part of my life, and so I was nervous about it because I was like, man, it's because I didn't want to let go of all the nasty food, but in my mind, like personally, like I know I need to stop because my body is not feeling the same. I'm starting to feel real exhausted and gross. And so it was time for me to get back on my regimen because, you know, my body was telling me that's enough. I'm giving it a pat down to settle the soil, and then it should be pretty good to go. I'm not gonna water it just yet because it still felt pretty moist. So I'm gonna leave it for about another few days until it's time to water. I will water this. It's usually like Fridays when I water now, like Fridays and Saturdays. But it's like varies because now that it's been cold, I haven't been the usual, I guess, for everyone. Haven't been having to water too much on some plants. This one dries out pretty quick though, just because it was in a smaller pot, so I noticed it would dry out pretty quick. But hopefully now it'll. My other ones, I have some like all my anthurium, those like I don't even have to water those as much anymore. Those are like every 2 weeks sometimes, just depending. The ones that are in the cabinet. But okay, got this one all potted up and beautiful and good to go. Maybe she will be happier now. Poor little thing, it was just too snug in this one, I think. The bottom, I kid you not, was full. It was just roots, just packed roots. So that was really due for a repot for sure. Too bad it's not gonna fit in its pot no more. I do crochet pots, and then like I said, I did buy, let me show you. I think I'm gonna get some more of these because I like how it already has the plastic inside, and it just makes it easy already to kind of, let me bring it up a little bit. It makes it easier already to kind of not even have to worry about putting plastic on the inside. So when I crochet, I usually put like plastic on the inside so it don't leak everywhere. These are so freaking cute. Like for $20 for 4 of these are 5 inches. I have a lot of plants that are gonna be in 5 inches or that aren't, if they aren't already. And these are so cute. So like different colors. And 4 of these is not a bad price for $20. So definitely thinking I'm gonna order some more. Okay, so now I got my phyllo done. I'm actually gonna go put her back in her spot. Head and water her. Yeah, I may just go ahead because I feel like the soil was damp, but it wasn't like super bad. I think she'll be fine if I were to water her. Okay, so now we have my Tradescantia here. This is the one I'm trying to get a full pot. Once I get a full pot, I'm going to repot this one as well. She's doing really good. I've repotted only one more stem in here. This one is a single. It just looks more because, oh no, a leaf came off, my bad. It looks like more because it's had other growth points activate whenever I do chop and prop. Oh no, that was a new growth. I feel so bad. And I don't think there's a node on there. Oh, or is there a node? Oh, there is a node. I'm gonna prop this. There's a little node on there. I think you can see the little node there. I see, is it too close? Can focus. I'm going to prop it. But I have these here that I've already rooted pretty good. They root so fast, so if you're interested in this and you think this is pretty or whatever, this Tradescantias are really good at rooting, so definitely, and they grow super fast. So you'll probably end up having to just chop and toss because they grow fast. I tell you, they grow really fast. I'm just going to more than likely just make little holes in the soil and just push it in there. It's kind of what I did with this one. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see what I'm doing. Put you down just a tad. And, oh, I'm gonna go get, or do I have one in here? Actually, you know what? I have this little piece of, I don't know where this came from in here. But, and this soil is dry. It needs water. I probably shouldn't be trying to stick stuff in here while it's dry. Let me go throw some water in here real quick. Okay, so I did put some water in the soils here. And so these stems are so long, vines or whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to turn it that way and hopefully try to see if I can get y'all even closer. There, I think that's better. Get you a close-up view of what the heck I'm doing here. But I don't want to have to take this whole thing out. So, but I do want to put those guys in here. This is going to need a new pot very soon, which, you know what, I might just have to repot this thing because I can feel those roots as I'm going down in there. So, oh my goodness, I might just have to repot it. I didn't want to yet, but I think it's going to be time. So I guess I will. So I'm just going to do what I always do with the other one. Put some soil here at the bottom. And let's pull this guy out so we can look at the roots and see if it don't fall everywhere. Put this water to the side. All that water is right there is my vitamin water that I have inside of my big jug. All right, let's see. Can you see those roots? I don't want to put it over this thing. Move it close. But yeah, it's packed with roots at the bottom. Kind of like with the other one. They're really hard to see. These are really thin, which is why they, more than likely, why they require so much agua, but they're thin roots. But yeah, these are really thin roots here at the bottom, but can you see that? I don't know if you can see them, they're everywhere. So this is ready. And it makes it easier, I guess, because then I can go ahead and just throw these other guys in there. Okay. So let's pull these little guys out so that way you can see. Let's see all those roots and see how thin they are. Why do they root so fast? And all I'm going to do is just throw it in here. I'm not even going to cut the bottom. I do sometimes, but since I'm repotting it and stuff, I'm not going to. And then here is the other one. And you can see the roots there. They look healthy and happy. And I'm just putting that in here as well. Trying to figure out the proper way here that's going to be comfortable. All right, that way. That's it. And I have some philodendron in here just because I like that one in there. And I want to keep these phyllos in here in the water. I just think it looks cute. That's the same little water I'm going to use to propagate my brandy, because that one needs to be propagated as well to make a fuller pot. And making sure my audio is working. And now to And since I just watered this, I will go back and re-water the whole thing. Tradescantias love water. They dry out pretty quick from my experience, and they love their water. This needs to be patted pretty good on this side. Everywhere, really. Get some soils all up in there. Need some on this side. I need a smaller scooper, little guy, for the tight areas and pots. Sometimes these bigger ones, they're just too big. Yeah. All right. I'll put a little more here. It's crazy because I got this plant free, which I'm pretty sure I mentioned before. But I've got this plant free when I ordered some Hoya. And man, do I love it. I love this plant. I love it so much more than I thought it was going to. It's so pretty. Honestly, I think it's the back of the leaves that really get me because of the purple in the back and the growth. I love viney plants, so it's definitely a viney plant for me. I love them so much. Put some soil here. I've been watching this show lately. It's called, can't think of it. What the heck? It's crazy. I just thought of the name and now I can't. Oh, it's on Netflix. Alice in Borderland. It's actually pretty good. It's like a show where people are like stuck in a game and then they have to like beat each game to live. It's kind of similar to that other show that the second season just came out from. Squid Games. It's similar to that, but I don't know, it's pretty good. I like it. I actually like Squid Games. I don't know how y'all feel about that. My husband doesn't like Squid Games, so usually I'm just the only one watching it. But I liked it. Okay, so now I have this all finished. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Now it's got like so many in there. It has a total of 4 vines now. Maybe you can see that. And it's in its bigger baby. Bigger home. Bigger baby. It's in its bigger home. And I guess I'm going to just set it in there. This is not going to probably fit where I had it anymore, which is why I was like, I didn't want to repot it yet. Let me see. Now, actually, I think it is going to fit. But when I want to water it, I'm going to have to take it out instead of leaving. Usually I leave this one in. Oh, it does fit. I might have to take that thing out the bottom though. I'll show you guys here in a second what I'm talking about. Here. So, let me see, it's too bright. So this is where I have it hanging. I had, of course, that smaller one in here. But yeah, this one fits perfect, but I have this like water catcher at the bottom that I think I'm gonna have to pull out because it's too small for this. And so that way this can slide in properly. And then I can use this for something else. Anytime I water though now, I'm going to have to take it out so that way I don't water in there and water goes everywhere, but it's okay. I think it looks really cute there still. I like it. And it looks fuller now. It's so pretty. I think I can fit maybe 2 more vines in there. So I'll probably propagate it a couple more times when it gets a little bit longer. Because even though it is pretty long, I like it like that. So I'm gonna wait until it grows some more. Back to the propagations now. I'll take this out. I'm gonna have some vacuuming to do up here. But I want to propagate my brandy or brantianum. If you can, oh, it's too dark. I forgot to raise up the ISO. Let me go and do that really quick. That should be better in lighting, and I can always raise it up in post. And anyway, so I have my brantianum here, brandy, and I'm actually gonna cut off this end here, and I'm gonna propagate it. So I'm gonna cut it off about right here. Or I'm like, should I cut it off here? And then make 2 cuttings, and then propagate 2. I don't know. Let me grab my little things. And I'm just gonna stick it in here, and I'll probably put a pothos in here too to help it do its thing, but I think it'll be fine. Because I feel like, I think I'm gonna cut it here and then propagate both, and then cut it again and do another. So I'm gonna cut it here, leave 2 nodes, and then cut it here, and then there's 2 nodes here. So I think it'll be fine like that. I don't even know if you can see that. I'm over here saying stuff you can't see. So what I wanna do is just cut it here, and then leave 2 nodes, and then cut it here, and then I'll have 2 nodes here, and that way I can make 2 different cuttings, 2 nodes just to be safe, and go from there. So I'm actually going to do a cutting here. I always do them at an angle. And then I'm going to leave those 2 and then cut it here. I never let my stuff dry out. Oh wow, that smells. Have y'all ever smelled the brandy cuttings? This is the first time. It smells minty, or it has a smell to it. It smells good. All these plants that I have different smells. Wow. It actually smells like mint or something. That's crazy. Wow. I'm like in shock over here. Like, what the heck? Anyways, I'm gonna cut a little bit more off. I'm gonna stick that in here. And then this one, I'll probably just leave it and stick it in. And then put more water in there. Go put this one back. I didn't open the darn thing. Okay. So I just put a little bit inside. So I just put some Miracle Grow inside this water to help it get going. So I'm gonna go ahead and go put this back on the shelf. I have one more that needs to be repotted, and it's this neon pothos. This one needed water. I'm gonna go ahead and repot it anyways. I just watered it. I'm gonna put it in a bigger pot because this is just too small for it already. Plus it doesn't have a lot of soil. But now that I'm like looking at it, I'm like, man, should I just wait until they perk up? I feel bad. You know what, I'll wait. I'll wait until they perk up because now I don't want to kill it. But yeah, this one is the next one though. It needs to be repotted. So for some little planty updates, my Pallidiflorum let out a new leaf and it is still soft and growing. This is the previous one, and then this is the new one. So it is doing so good out here. Now I know it just needed to be outside of the cabinet. Also, another amazing thing that is happening is my red crystal. I thought this one was going to die on me. Hold on, I thought this one was gonna die. And look, I thought it was dying. It's just a slow grower, I think. And it doesn't like the cabinet, I guess, because I had it in the cabinet forever and it didn't want to grow. And finally, look at that. That is crazy. I'm trying to see if it's not wanting to focus. Come on, focus. Oh, I guess right there. But yeah, look at that. Insane. Wow. Makes me happy. I guess I'm gonna have 2 red crystals. I ended up pulling out the newer red crystal out because I had it in there and I was like, it's not even doing anything again. So I pulled it out to see if maybe it's gonna like it out here. But I guess I'm gonna have 2 red crystals and that's okay. And that's okay because I really do like those. Also, look at this. This is my begonia. This is one of the rare begonia. You know, I don't have a name on here and I can't think of the name right now. But this one's needing some water pretty soon. That one is doing good. It's just leaf after leaf. It's doing really good. They like this light. That's right here. It's a Burina light. Make it a little darker. All right, and another update that I have here is this little guy. It's a holiday cactus. I think it's a Christmas cactus from what I ordered. It's a variegated Christmas. And it's growing. Look at all that new little growth. So I just hope there's a lot of variegation in there. It's so cute. Also, my Frydek let out a new leaf. I had to cut off a couple of the older leaves, but the new one is so cute. It's highly variegated. It's beautiful. My favorite one, well, how do you say this one? I always say it wrong. I always say Winlingerii, but I know that's not how you say it. It's called Winlingerii or Winling. I don't know. But this one is Anthurium, and look at this leaf. Oh my gosh. This is the newer leaf. It's so pretty. I can't get over it. It's beautiful. Very pretty. It's still a little soft. I don't know if it's still growing or what, but it still feels slightly soft. Like it's doing its thing, or maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be. I don't think so, because this one, no, because this one's not like that. But that one is also smaller. Oh, it's so gorgeous. I love it. I love it so much. And that's the update with that one. Oh my gosh. My Buono, I've already recorded this one, but it's got a new leaf coming out. And this one's doing so good. I love it. I can't get over it. Also, this guy, I was worried that something was wrong with him. This one is my Mathilde, I think. Mathilde Splash. And look, it's got a new growth in there. I was like, what in the world is going on? It's not growing for me. I was worried, but it has new growth. How awesome. And this just happened within, I think, what, the past month when I recorded my other one. It was like 3 weeks ago. It's crazy. My Esqueleto is putting out, or it put out a new leaf. It's still soft and still growing. So hopefully it's going to be bigger than this one. But yeah, that's a new leaf that it put out. I had to put some water in the pole because the pole's really dry. I didn't realize how dry it was until today. So yeah, that's my fault. So I'm going to be putting some water in these moss poles. Fertilizer inside of these waters. This one needs more than the other one for sure. They're both pretty dry. When they get too dry, I hate it because they drip water everywhere. So when I put the first water in there earlier, water went everywhere. That's my fault because I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have waited so long. I didn't realize it. The days just fly by and I don't realize like hey, I need to put water in my plants. This one right here is, yeah, it's pretty dry. So that one doesn't really need like a whole too much water yet. I think it like maybe a whole cup kind of does a whole job when it comes to watering. This Majestic, and then the Esqueleto, since it's just a lot taller, it takes more, of course. But I'm pretty sure that new leaf there is gonna love it. Be like, finally, let me die of thirst over here. So another thing that I'm really happy about is my anthurium. They're getting so big, like growing and growing. You can even see how that one in there has a new baby in there already. It's crazy. But yeah, they're all growing really well. This one's, I do need to do some repots on these. I have 1, 2, I think 2, possibly 3, perhaps 4, but I have to really look, but I think it's about 3 or 4 that need a repot. And look at the guy over there, my queen, my work queen. That bigger leaf is the newer leaf, and I think it's still growing. It's beautiful. That one took forever to grow, but it did grow. And then my other one too, the variegated anthurium there. That one's also getting bigger. I just noticed that. Let me check them. Oh yeah, it's still good to go. This one right here too, I want to put in a pot of soil. It's doing so good though. That's my Hoya serpens. I just love it. I wanted Hoya serpens so bad. So when I did get that one, I was scared it wasn't going to do well, but it did. I'm so happy that it's doing good. And I still can't get over this leaf here. It's so pretty. It's dark and just beautiful tints of just blues, and I don't know, it's just got all kinds of colors of tints inside that leaf. It's beautiful. And can we just look at this one right here? Look how beautiful that begonia is. That one came in as like a tiny little leaf, and now look at all this. It's gorgeous. It loves this cabinet. It loves it in here, for sure. It's gorgeous. But here also is one of the newest leaves to this one. I have to look at the names for these because I'm not very good at, I can't remember the names. And then this one is also, this one I think is the, let me see, because this one's right here. I can look at it really quick. Oi. This Forgetty Eye, I should have known this by memory. That's a Forgetty Eye. Look at that new leaf. It's gorgeous. Like, look how big that is. It's a freaking gorgeous, massive Forgetty Eye leaf. Huge. I'm sure it's gonna get bigger, especially when I repot them, but yeah, everything's doing crazy good in here. And then of course you got Patricia here with the new leaf. I'm excited for it. I'm not too sure if I want to put this one in a moss bowl. I'm still thinking about it because I really don't know. I don't know yet. I kind of just don't want to do that, but we'll see. Because I don't want to have too many plants on moss bowls. I know it's quite a bit of work. You know, I feel like some of my plants don't grow as well, but others, for the most part, all my plants are still growing and growing. As soon as I gave my plants fertilizer, because I hadn't given them fertilizer, they started going crazy. So I don't know, I've heard so much about don't give your plants fertilizer in the winter, but I feel like even in this time now that it's just like freaking cold, I feel like they're still actively growing. And I feel like as long as you have them in a pretty good conditions, they're gonna do fine. And so, man, I gave them their fertilizer and they just loved it so much. The only thing I noticed the problems with is because there's not as much humidity in my home, so some of these leaves get stuck. And like I said in one of my videos, I think I heard that CalMag might help with that. I still haven't ordered any, but it's not all of them, it's just certain ones. And then this one has a new one coming out too. And got this guy over here, my Adansonii, on the pole. It's got a new leaf coming out. I had to put water in this bowl too. I think it needs more. Yeah, it still needs a lot more. So I'm gonna put more water in that one as well. That one's doing really good. Morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Well, afternoon now for me. So today is the next day from, what was it? Today's Wednesday, yesterday's Tuesday. So I'm kind of doing like a weekly or like day by day kind of type plant chores type video. So I'm about to make me some Mosquito Bit tea for my plants. I don't have a whole lot of fungus gnats, but usually if I see a little bit more than what I'm I'm liking to see, I start making the fungus tea. Oh my gosh. The fungus gnat tea, the Mosquito Bit tea, to start kind of getting rid of them. What's been helping a lot is my carnivorous plants are helping so much with the gnats. They are tearing them up. Plus they need that the nutrients from the gnats anyway. So it's like, man, I don't want them not to have any kind of food. But at the same time, I don't want too many. Like I said, right now I don't have a lot, but where I don't have any pinguiculas or any other types of carnivorous plants, that is where I'm actually going to be putting some Mosquito Bit tea in. I did water my plants for the most part yesterday. I do have some that are needing to be watered soon. I usually wait until tomorrow or Friday. But if I feel like they're already kind of dry, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and make the tea, and then I gotta make me some breakfast because I'm really hungry and I need to wash these nasty dishes. But I have a little bit to do before anything. So one of the first things that I'm going to be doing, if I can get this out, is if I can do this. There's a bag under this. I'm gonna go ahead and just fill this up. It's halfway, so I would say about 1.5 gallons, because this is a 3-gallon jug. So about another 1.5 gallons. So I kind of know how much water, what's that stuff? It's the chlorine stuff. To take the chlorine out, how much to put in, and then some of that other stuff that I put in, the vitamins and stuff that I put in here. I'm just gonna take this whole thing off. So bringing out my stuff. So I put Super Thrive in this water. That way it always has the vitamins and stuff whenever I'm not using the mosquito bits and all that stuff. So I do put that in there. I just want to go ahead and fill this up and get this out of the way. I also use the microbe lift. It's the dechlorinator for this water as well. So with this dechlorinator, I usually put about 10 drops per gallon and watch some videos on how even if you put a little too much, it doesn't matter. But I always do about 10 drops per gallon. So I think that right there, let me see, go there. So I did 15 drops for a gallon and a half. And then with the Super Thrive, shake it up. I just do 1/4 of a teaspoon per gallon, but I'm just gonna pour it here. That should be about 1/4 of a teaspoon. And barely a little bit more. I've always said this stuff stinks. You can smell the vinegar in it. It smells like feet. It smells like vinegar. I don't know if that's vinegar inside of it, but it sure does smell like it. So I used one of these little guys, kind of like a little dispenser that I got off Amazon as well. Just have to charge it like, I think it's like after this whole thing's full, usually I have to recharge it. So every week, I think it's every week or so, maybe every 2 weeks sometimes. I don't know. I think it's been like every week recently. I haven't had it. Well, I've had it for a while, but I wasn't using it a lot until recent. And so, and I just keep it under my sink, so it's easy access for me. So I'm going to be using this gallon for Mosquito Bits. So what I do is I let the water run until it gets pretty hot. And then I fill up about 1/4 to less than 1/4 of water at the bottom. Okay, my battery died, so I went ahead and just filled this up. Where the heck is this darn thing? So if you can see that, that's all I put in there. So these are the Mosquito Bits that I used. Just order them off Amazon. I'm already really low to about right there. I'm gonna have to order some more. I have a lot of things that I'm gonna have to order pretty soon. What I do is put about 4 heaping spoons of this stuff in there. Crap, hold on. I usually make a funnel. Well, I have this thing, I'll just use this. I don't have an actual funnel for my jug. I need to get one and just keep it with my plant stuff. Usually I just make a funnel like this out of paper or something, and then that's something that I can just toss it out. It's 1, 2, this is a little bit less than what I'm liking, 3. So I'm gonna put 1 more, 4, and I'll do 5 since it's not grabbing a lot like I usually like it. 5. Okay. So all that is in there. I'll throw this away. Usually if I have some plastic spoons laying around, that's what I like to use to fill this up. And I just mix it up and just shake it. I think even after like 12 hours, I think it's pretty potent. I personally just love it really strong, so I'll let it sit there for 24 hours. But yeah, that's how I make it. And usually when I've noticed, I've used it after 30 minutes of letting it sit, and I didn't feel like it was working. But once I started doing this for like the 24-hour setting, I noticed that it does work. I started noticing a difference about 3 weeks in, and then after 6 weeks or so, I noticed that mostly all of them were just gone. Good morning, my planty friends. It is snowing and it's beautiful and I love it. Although I don't like the cold, but the snow is just something that's just so, it's pretty. And so today I just wanted to cuddle in my home. I actually went to Walmart this morning and I looked at the plants. I knew they had plants because I've seen a couple of videos pop up on my YouTube and I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to Walmart. And when I looked on the app, it was popping up with live plants and I was like, holy crap, they do have them. I went in specifically for carnivorous. I want a Venus flytrap, and I was kind of just waiting till Walmart had them and said they had them. But when I went in, I didn't see them, so I'm just assuming they haven't stocked them out yet and they still have them in the back or something. So I'm gonna go back in another day and check that out. I did get me a plant. Let me go grab that real quick. So I had to look this up. I just use my phone, take a picture of my plant, and it usually pops up what it may be. So I'm pretty sure what I thought it was is the right thing. I'm trying to get better at like my plant stuff and kind of just staring at them and knowing what they are. I'm a lot better than I was when I first started this, so much better. But I thought this was an enjoy and I looked it up and I'm pretty sure that's what this is. It's a pothos enjoy. I really wanted one of these and I was tempted to order one from Green Escape, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait, or even a Manjula. I think I'm gonna, so I told myself I was gonna wait and I waited, and I'm glad I did because I got this for $6 at Walmart. So this is one of the plants that I did purchase from there. They had Thai constellations and they had different types of philodendron that they didn't have last year. So it's super exciting and I'm glad they have them out pretty early. It's a lot earlier than it was last year. I think about March is when they put everything out. So this time it's a lot faster. I don't even know, did I mention this? Because I'm making 2 different videos. Matcha tea. Never tried this. This is the tea for me. This is the first time I tried it. I don't know why I've never tried this before. I love green tea and I didn't realize that this is actually powdered green tea. So awesome. I'm so happy about that. I am drinking it slow because I did read that it's got lots of fiber. My body don't really do well with tons of fiber, so I need to slowly kind of take it in and see how it reacts to it. Other than that, I've been okay with the little bit I've drank so far. I love it. It's delicious. A good little pick-me-up for the morning that is more natural than drinking energy drinks that aren't good for you. And yeah, although the one I drink is not too bad, but the canned ones, I don't ever touch those anymore hardly. And if I do, it's only because I'm in really like high need of something. Other than that, I get a bad crash off those, so that's a no for me. Okay, so I do have an empty jug, and I'm gonna fill it up with just sink water. I'm rinsing it out because I think this is the one I did last time, and I don't want there to be any kind of residue of the previous. I think, I'm not sure. I don't remember, so. But just in case. So I'm going to fill it up to about right there because I have my Mosquito Bit tea behind me there that I'm going to be putting in here. So I don't want to have this whole thing filled. So about, I think right there will be okay. I have all my stuff here. So the first one is this Side Tech silica that I got off Amazon. So what I do is I put 10 drops. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm gonna let this sit for 30 minutes and then I'll be back to put everything else inside of it. Okay, so I'm back and I'm gonna go ahead and start putting in the Mosquito Bit tea inside of my silica water. I just use my crazy strainer here. So now that I have this done, I might have to pour some of it out. Let me do that real quick. I'm gonna put 1/4 of a teaspoon of this. Ten drops of this dechlorinator that I put in my big water jug yesterday. And then I'm putting in some of this fertilizer, Dr. Earth. And now I'm going to test the pH. So for the pH, I do have this pH tester. I fill up this little guy about halfway. And then pour about 3 drops of this in there. And there you go. Looks like it's actually perfect. I usually do it about here, so it's about 6.5. It looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see that. Put this light on. So it's about 6.5 or so. I'm gonna add a little bit more fertilizer. See if it'll drop the pH a little bit more. You can see it's kind of like a yellow green, and that's like exactly like where I want it. And when it's about there, that's when I use it for my plants. Looks like it's kind of in between 6 and 6.5, which is where I want it. I didn't have to add any pH down. This is what I use when I have to do the down, but I haven't been having to. When I use this fertilizer, it automatically kind of brings down the pH in this water, so I haven't been having to use this. So hello, I am back the next day. Decided to go ahead and repot my string of hearts. So I am repotting this one, and the only reason why is because it was getting consistently dry on me, and I think it was just about time for it. It needed a bigger pot for sure, and I think this one was just a bit too shallow for this plant. As you can see, there's another plant that has been growing with this one ever since I did receive it. I'm pretty sure this might be a string of dolphins, if I'm not mistaken. But 2 plants for 1 price was not bad. So I'm going to be putting this pot inside of this little cover pot for it. This is just a little woven one that I got from Walmart, and I'm just lining it with some, I use like saran wrap inside of it. So here's the other one that I was wanting to repot the other day, but decided to wait because it was very, very dry. And now that it's rehydrated, it is that time. So I went ahead and repotted this neon pothos. This is one that's taken quite a bit to grow, but I believe it's just because it's been in a tiny little pot for a while now. Those roots were really snug in there. I think it will be a lot happier in this pot, and I'm not too worried about the pothos. They're very resilient, so I look forward to seeing this one grow. Now for my other variegated string of hearts, you can see how long it is. So it is in a very, very tiny pot, as you will see here. And I'm just putting the two together for comparison. I feel like this pot would fit perfect for it. So this is the one that I chose. And you can see the roots in the small pot. And look at that root system. Definitely was ready for her repot. I think was the actual worst one out of every single one of my plants. I noticed when I was pulling that string of hearts out of the pot, I had just recently watered it and the roots felt very dry. The plant is still doing well, so I'm not worried. I'm just assuming that the roots are so packed the water wasn't reaching all of them, even though the pot was so small. So I wanted to go ahead and take some cuttings off this string of hearts. So I attached it down with some rose wire to see if the roots will grow in the soil. This is the first time I've ever tried something like this, so wish me luck. So now it's in its new pot here, and hopefully will do so much better now. And hopefully those cuttings will grow for me. But I do want to thank you for watching another video. This was a long one, so if you did get this far and you do like my content, feel free to subscribe. Don't forget to like my video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye y'all.